Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into Bhopal, a really interesting city in India.
Yeah, definitely.
We're using Bolin upon again, Bhopal. That's Bhopal. The city of lakes as our guide, sort of.
Our main source.
To really get a handle on what makes it unique, especially its, connection to water, to its lakes.
Yeah.
We know you want the key info quickly.
Get right to the heart of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's dive in and see what Bhopal's story is all about. Okay. Where do we start? The beginning, I guess.
Well, what jumps out right away from the source is how Bhopal's founding story isn't just about, picking a spot.
Uh-huh.
It's deeply tied to this massive engineering feat. We're talking 11th century Raja Borish.
Right.
He doesn't just establish a settlement. The source says he actually creates the Bada Talab, the large lake.
Well, okay. In the 11th century,
Yeah.
that's quite something.
Right. Imagine the effort involved back then. It wasn't just settling by a river. It was, actively building this huge water body.
And the city literally grew up around it,
Yeah.
on its shores.
That's what the source indicates. The city's initial form was right there, defined by the lake he created.
That really makes you think, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
An 11th century ruler deciding this massive lake is the priority.
Yeah. What was the driver?
Was it purely practical, like irrigation, water supply? Or maybe something more symbolic?
Good question. I mean, practically a reservoir that size. Huge advantages. Reliable water, agriculture, maybe even defense.
True. It suggests they really understood water management, even then.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
A pretty sophisticated approach for the time. But then the story jumps forward quite a bit
Right. Fast forward a few centuries.
to the 18th century, and a completely different player enters the scene.
Dostan Muhammad Khan, an Afghan military leader, the source says.
Exactly. He conquers the area, and interestingly, he's often credited with founding the modern city of Bhopal.
So you've got Raja Bhoj starting things off with this huge lake, and then centuries later, Dostan Muhammad Khan building the modern city.
Kind of like two key foundational moments.
How did that later development work with the lake, though? Did it build on that, or ignore it, or...
Well, that's the interesting part. You've got this major geographical feature, the Bada Talab, already dominating the landscape.
It's not going anywhere.
Exactly. So even with new leadership, new influences, Khan was still working within this environment shaped by water. He wasn't starting on a blank slate,
Which kind of leads us nicely into Bhopal's main identity, right?
Absolutely. The name says it all. City of Lakes.
Yeah, our source really hammers this home. It's not just the one Bada Talab.
No, it's known for having numerous lakes. Big ones, small ones.
And that collection of lakes is really what gives it the title. It defines the place.
It's more than just having a lake. It's an abundance. What does that tell you?
About the landscape, I guess.
Yeah.
And how that influenced things over, well, centuries.
Yeah, and the source points out this dual role the lakes play. They obviously make the city beautiful, distinctive.
The aesthetic appeal.
For sure. But it's not just about looking nice. The source stresses their importance for water conservation.
Ah, okay, so there's a very practical ecological side, too.
Definitely. It's about sustainability, managing resources, not just scenery.
So let's try and pull this together then.
Okay.
Bhopal's story starts way back, 11th century, with a ruler deliberately creating a massive lake. Water is central from day one.
Right. Built into the foundation.
Then, centuries on, a new leader builds the modern city, but still within this lake-defined landscape.
Adapting to it, working with it.
And over time, the city becomes famous not just for that one lake, but for many lakes.
Which highlights both, like you said, the natural beauty and the vital importance of water management.
The City of Lakes identity captures both things.
Precisely. And it does make you think, doesn't it?
About what?
Well, how does having a natural resource like that, so fundamentally woven into the city's identity and history, actually shape its entire path?
Like, how different would Bhopal be without the lakes?
Exactly. Or think about other cities, Are there places where one natural feature, maybe a river, the sea, mountains, has played such a constant defining role throughout their history?
That's a really interesting question to leave people with. How much does the ground beneath our feet or the water beside us dictate the story of a place?
Something to ponder.